Very good morning, everyone. In our previous lab, what we have done is we have performed first three programs of advanced networking, right? Now what we are going to do, we'll do more two programs today, where you have to use a dedicated network, means the TCP/IP protocol, and the another one is UDP. For UDP, which class you are using here? Yes. Somebody can write the answer here. Huh? What I'm asking is, if I'm having connection oriented and if I'm having connectionless protocol, right? Then which classes you are using in from the .NET package? Which classes you are using? Datagram socket. Yes, correct. And for the TCP/IP, yes. For TCP/IP, we have already seen one example. Yes, server socket and all. Good. Okay. So a very first program that what you are going to do is this one. Write a client program to send any string from its standard input to the server program. The server program reads the string, find the number of characters and digits and send it back to the client program. Use connection oriented communication. This is what you are going to implement. Are you getting what you need to do? Number of characters and digits that you need to find. Okay. Server will calculate, it will send it back to the client, and this you will do via connection oriented. Means it is TCP/IP protocol that what you are using, right? So please try this. You have sufficient time. Please try this program, right? If you are not able to do, then we will discuss this. Fine. So we will discuss this program, how to do this. So this is what we are doing is first is the server side. I have taken one of the class, that is server. Inside this public static void main, I am creating one of the server socket. Server socket SS equals to new server socket and one of the port over which my server is listening to the client. Fine. Once the request would be accepted, it will create another socket which is dedicated for that client, right? And it will simply print that here the connection has been established. Fine. Then just like your one of the program that what you have implemented for the chat, do you remember that program? A very similar program is this, right? Because it is for connection oriented only. So here we will create print stream class object. So we are creating this print stream p is equals to new print stream, and it will take this output string. So this is S for the socket, S dot get output string. Fine. So whatsoever is there into the buffer, it will simply take it. Now you are creating buffer reader. Buffer reader BR is equals to new buffer reader, and you always know that buffer reader cannot standalone work. It can't do that. So input stream reader is required. So you are creating object of input stream reader which you need to pass that where you want to attach this buffer. So you are attaching this buffer to input stream reader, and that will take the data from get input stream method. So if I'll write here get input stream via this object, then you have the data in object what? BR. Same way for the KB. Here the KB is used for what? Because whatsoever you are taking, that is maybe from the user. Okay. So here we are writing system.in, and that we are giving to this KB object. Okay. While it is true, you are taking this string str1, while str equals to br.readline is not is equals to null, means you have some data. Br means that is reading the data from input string, right? And you are taking that data and you are saying that, okay, if it is not null, then what you need to do, now you are counting for characters and digit in your string. So first we will take two variables, integer count character and count number. Okay, one for the character, one for number, or you can say for digit. Then inside this for loop, you know already what is the logic to calculate that. Fine, such kind of programs you have already made in your Java. That for loop integer I equals to 0, I is less than your string. Whatever you have read this whole line that you have stored in str, which is your string object. So str dot length till that where this loop will run, and every time we're doing I plus plus. Now if str dot character at I is greater than and equals to small a, and then if it, sorry, somebody is saying
अपडेट सही हुई ना भाई
Vivek, you're asking something.
sorry
Vivek, you can write here. If any of the question is there, you can write here into the chat, or you can mute yourself. So this string dot character at whatever the value of I is there, right? Suppose here the user have entered hello, right? So first I'll check for this H, then for E, then for L, then this for L, and then for O. So on, right? So str dot character at I is greater than and equals to small a, which I have given as a character, and it is less than or equals to Z. Means your character is between small letter A to Z, or you are checking for even for the uppercase, that string dot character at I is greater than or equals to this capital A to small, capital Z, right, in between that. So you can say that is character, and you can increment the counter for character. So you have taken one of the counter, that is counter CHA, so that you are incrementing. Else if you are checking for digit, if your value is between 0 to 9, so you can say that is known as digit. So you can increment the counter for that. Now finally you are writing, str1 equals to total number of character equals, and then you are doing string concatenation, and you are adding this count CHA. Same way for str1 equals to whatever you have written, plus you are writing for number of digits equals to this, and you are writing count num, and finally you are printing this via what? P. So this P is object of what? It's of print stream class. So you are writing via that P dot println str1. So now your data is on output stream, and you are finally closing this connection. Yes or no? Any doubt in this? At the server side, what we are doing is, yes, anyone who is having doubt?
No, ma'am, clear.
Okay, okay, Ayush. Right. And then what we are doing at the client side. So here at the client side, I'll create one of the socket first, right? Equals to new socket. And here you can write the IP address of server if it is on registered domain, right? And it's in a same, for example, it is in a same network, right? In the same LAN it is attached. Then also you can give here the IP address of that server. But right now my client and server, they both are onto the same machine, so I'll write here localhost. And my server is listening at this port number, which was mentioned here, right? This 333. So that the same port I'll write here. Fine. So here is the IP address and the port number. But instead of IP, you can write here for a now localhost, because they all are on the same machine. That is why. Now you are taking here integer stop equals to 1. Where we are using that, I will show you here in this do while loop. So here I'm having this data output stream d out equals to new data output stream. We are creating object of data output stream here, and I'll get that stream via this method s dot get output stream. So finally I'm having first output stream. Then I'll use here buffer reader. Br is equals to new buffer reader, which is attached to your input stream reader, and you are getting input stream via this method get input stream. Same way you are using this KB. That is for, but you are reading here not from your input stream. Instead of that, you are using here system.in. Means user will enter some data here, right? So from user you are reading this, so system.in is here. Now you are having this string str and str1. Fine. Now in this do while loop, what you are doing is you are asking to user that please enter the string that you will read via this KB, right? Because KB is only the one whose buffer is attached with the system.in. So user will enter one string, and that I'll fetch here. So KB dot read line. So that whole line will be there inside this str. Now what I need to do? I need to send this line directly to my output stream. So the server will fetch it, right? So the server will fetch this via this BR, and we are reading here br.readline because user have already entered and the client have sent this to server, right? So here I'm sending this to server via this dout.write_bytes, and I'm sending this str and with the /n, means with the new line, right? This is what I'm writing onto my output stream, okay, via this dout object. So dout.write_bytes. Here I think In your theory session, you have used the method like read UTF and write UTF or something like that. That is also correct. You can use any of the method. For reading, writing, we are having around 21 to 22 classes, fine, and the different methods of those classes. So you can use those methods also. It is perfectly correct, right? I'm using here write bytes. Fine. Now, in str1, what I'm taking is br.readline because what server has already calculated something which is number of characters and digit count, and they have written it onto the output string, right? So I want to take that, so that I'll read via this br.readline. Okay, so that data will be there in my str1 and finally I'll print it. Okay, and when you wish to stop, you can enter 1 here, right? So it will be stopped and we are closing the connection. Very simple. So first we'll run server, after that we'll run client. So now they are asking for enter the string. So I'm writing here, fine. So this is what I have given to my server, that hello server 123. So this, whatever the string I have entered as a user, that will be read by this and that will be sent to server. Server has already said the connection has been established and count of the characters and digit in the string has been already displayed, right? So when I'll come over here, you can check over here, total number of characters equals to 11 and total number of digits are 3. That what the server has calculated, fine. So they are showing you the output. So any doubt in this? Yes, any doubt in this? So you can finish this program in the same kind of logic you are having, but here now you have to use what? The connection less communication. So we have skipped this fourth program for now, right? We have directly taken this 5 and 6. Fourth we will do into the very next lab. Write a client program to send any string from its standard input to the server program. The server program reads the string, find the number of characters and digits and send it back to the client program. The same definition, but here they said use connection less communication. So you have to use that no datagram, fine. So implement the same program but with the datagram classes now, fine. And who have not yet finished, they can finish this program, right? That I'll make it on screen. Say at least yes or no, so I can feel that you are here only, you are not roaming somewhere else. Okay, fine, do it. So is it done? Another program that what I have given, is it done with datagram? Yes. Hello. I'm asking to you guys. Either say yes or say no. Yeah, okay. One is saying still doing. Okay. Doing, okay. Fine. So, I'm showing you what we are doing here is. This is what I have created one class, number character server. Right? And inside this void main, with this try block, I'm creating object of datagram socket at server side, right? Datagram socket ds equals to new datagram socket, and I have given here the number, port number 3000. Now what I'm doing is I'm creating one byte array. This byte array buf equals to new byte of 100. Fine. Now what I'm using here, datagram packet. Datagram packet dp equals to new datagram, and I'm sending the packet this with this buf and the size 100. Okay. Then I'm doing what? ds dot receive dp. Right. I'm receiving this data packet. Once I'm creating the data packet object, then I am ready to receive. So datagram socket is ready to receive this datagram packet. Then string str is equals to new string. What I'm doing is dp dot get data. So whatsoever I'm having in this data packet that I'm receiving, then from 0 to dp dot get length. So here I'll get the total data. Fine. Then I'll write here one I have simply taken for the character count and one for here digit count. These two counters I have taken. Then again for loop that you already know, right? Here you can even take via that or and the same condition, right? For the simplicity, I have just taken for this a to z. That for loop integer I equals to 0, I is less than str dot length, I plus plus, because that string I am taking into this str. So, okay. And if it is between the small a to small z, then I'll increment the counter for character. And if it is between 0 to this 9, then we can say it is digit. So I'll increment the counter of digit. That logic will be same. Now I'm simply printing what are the characters and what are this digit count here. Okay. And I'll close it. And for the catch, if you wish to write, you can write here user defined message. I'm skipping this for now. Now, what we are doing at the client side. So at the client side, inside this public static void main, I'm creating datagram socket object here also. Datagram socket ds equals to new datagram socket. Now scanner s is equals to new scanner system dot in, means I am ready to take input from the user. I'll simply notify the user that please enter the string. Okay. And finally user will enter the string, which I'll read via this method next line with the object of scanner class. So s dot next line, that will be stored in str. Now I'll use what? Inet address. Inet address IP equals to inet address dot get by name the local host. So it will give you the host name, right? And now you are creating here datagram packet. Datagram packet dp1 is equals to new datagram packet, and here you are passing str dot get bytes. Means whatever you are having, whatever the user have entered as a string, suppose I'll write here hello server 1, 2, 3. Fine. So actually this is your string, and here I am passing the bytes. So str dot get bytes, str dot length, and I need to pass here the IP address, and I need to pass here the port number. So IP how I'm taking, I'm simply taking via get by name method. Okay. Then I'm sending this. Here server is receiving this, right? And here I'm sending this. This is receive. So ds.send dp1. Via this datagram socket object, I am sending my packet dp1. This is right. And finally, I am closing everything. Right. You can change this program somehow that here what I have done is, because some tasks you will also do, what I have done is I am printing this character and all at the server side only, right? But what I want is server send this data to the client, and this I'll print at the client side. This is what your task to do. Okay, so I'll run this. I'll run this client. They'll ask me to enter any string. I'll write here hello 123, and here server will calculate that characters are 5 and digits are 3. Fine. I hope it is clear. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Yes. Okay. What about the others? See, the sleeping people won't get attendance. Huh? If you are not writing anything, you won't get any attendance. Please write something here. Okay. If I'm showing you the program, you can finish that program, right? Have you implemented what I said is server is sending to the client whatever it has calculated, and then client side we will show that how many number of characters and digits are there. Have you done this? Yes or no? Okay, fine. Any one of you can share your screen and show me this program. Any one of you can share your screen and you can show me this program. Should I take the name or voluntarily anyone is sharing the screen? Hello, I'm asking you something. Are you going to share your screen? Say yes or no? Fine. You can write your enrollment numbers and you may leave.